The beginning. What does it take to become one of the most dominant fighters in mixed martial arts history? Is it talent, discipline, or an unbreakable mindset? For Islam Makhachev, the answer began in the rugged mountains of Dagestan, Russia, a place where toughness is part of everyday life. Long before the bright lights of the UFC, before championship belts and sold-out arenas, Islam was just a quiet young boy with a dream and a relentless work ethic. Growing up in a region famous for producing elite wrestlers and fighters, he learned from an early age that success is never given, it must be earned. Every training session, every challenge, and every sacrifice shaped the future champion the world knows today. This is the incredible journey of Islam Makhachev, from the mountains of Dagestan to the top of the UFC, where he proved that discipline and dedication can turn an ordinary boy into an extraordinary champion. Childhood in Dagestan, Islam Ramazanovich Makhachev was born on September 27, 1991, in the Republic of Dagestan, Russia. Surrounded by towering mountains and a culture that respected strength, discipline, and hard work, he grew up in an environment where combat sports were more than just a hobby. They were a way of life. As a child, Islam wasn't interested in fame or becoming a superstar. He simply loved training and constantly improving himself. While many children spent their free time playing games, Islam dedicated countless hours to wrestling and combat Sambo. Every practice made him physically stronger and mentally tougher. One of the biggest turning points in his life came when he started training under the legendary coach Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov. There, he met Khabib Nurmagomedov, and the two trained side by side from a young age. They pushed each other every day, building not only elite fighting skills but also a lifelong friendship. Neither of them knew it at the time, but together they were laying the foundation for one of the greatest eras in MMA history. The Abdulmanap legacy training under Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov was unlike anything most fighters could imagine. Every session demanded discipline, respect, and complete dedication. There were no shortcuts and no excuses. Abdulmanap believed that true champions were built through consistency, not talent alone. Islam embraced that philosophy from the very beginning. Day after day, he trained alongside Khabib Nurmagomedov and some of Dagestan's toughest athletes. The sessions were exhausting, but they forged a champion's mindset. As his skills improved, Islam became one of the world's best combat Sambo competitors. He won national and international tournaments, proving that he was more than just Khabib's training partner. He was becoming a world-class fighter in his own right. With an impressive record on the regional MMA circuit, Islam caught the attention of the UFC. In 2015, he signed with the biggest MMA promotion in the world. It was the opportunity he had always dreamed of, but his toughest challenges were still waiting ahead. The biggest setback. Islam Makhachev entered the UFC with high expectations. After winning his promotional debut, many believed he was the next great lightweight from Dagestan. But in 2015, his journey took an unexpected turn. At UFC 192, Islam faced Brazilian fighter Adriano Martins. Confident and focused, he looked ready to continue his rise. Then, in the opening round, Martins landed a perfectly timed right hand that knocked Islam out. It was the first loss of his professional MMA career. The defeat shocked fans and critics. Some questioned whether he could ever reach the level people had predicted, but Islam never let that loss define him. Instead of making excuses, he returned to the gym. He trained harder than ever, sharpened every aspect of his game, and turned the painful defeat into motivation. That single setback became the moment that transformed him from a talented prospect into a future champion. Sometimes the greatest champions are not defined by how they win, but by how they respond when they lose. The road to the championship. After learning from his only professional defeat, Islam Makhachev returned with a new level of confidence and determination. One by one, he defeated some of the toughest lightweights in the UFC. His elite wrestling, suffocating grappling, and constantly improving striking made him one of the most dangerous fighters in the division. Victories over Arman Tsarukyan, Drew Dober, Thiago Moises, Dan Hooker, and Bobby Green proved that Islam was no longer just a rising prospect. He was a legitimate title contender. Then came the biggest opportunity of his career. At UFC 280 in October 2022, Islam faced former champion Charles Oliveira for the vacant UFC lightweight championship. Many expected a close battle, but Islam delivered a dominant performance. After controlling the fight, he secured a second-round arm triangle choke, forcing Oliveira to tap out. With that victory, Islam Makhachev became the new UFC lightweight champion. Years of sacrifice, discipline, and relentless training had finally paid off. the boy from Dagestan had reached the top of the MMA world. Champion's dominance. Winning the UFC lightweight championship was only the beginning. Islam Makhachev wanted to prove that he wasn't just a champion, he wanted to become one of the greatest lightweights in UFC history. His first major title defense came against featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski, one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. After 5 hard-fought rounds, Islam earned a unanimous decision victory, proving he could defeat elite competition in a championship battle. Months later, the two met again on short notice. This time, Islam left no doubts. He finished Volkanovski with a devastating first-round head kick, followed by ground strikes, delivering one of the most memorable knockouts of his career. He continued his reign by defeating Dustin Poirier, another former interim lightweight champion known for his heart and elite boxing. Islam showcased his complete skill set once again, securing a late submission and successfully defending his title. With every victory, his legacy continued to grow, and many fans began comparing him to the greatest champions the sport had ever seen. Legacy Islam. Makhachev's story is about far more than titles and victories. It is the story of discipline, patience, and staying true to a vision even when the world doubts you. From the mountains of Dagestan to the biggest stages in the UFC, Islam never abandoned the values taught to him by Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov: hard work, humility, respect, and relentless dedication. Those principles became the foundation of his success and inspired a new generation of fighters around the world. Today, Islam Makhachev is recognized as one of the greatest lightweight fighters in MMA history. His dominant wrestling, elite grappling, and constantly evolving striking have made him one of the most complete mixed martial artists of his era. Yet his journey is still being written, with new challenges and opportunities continuing to shape his legacy. One thing is certain: no matter what comes next, Islam Makhachev has already secured his place among the legends of mixed martial arts, and for millions of fans, his story proves that with discipline, sacrifice, and unwavering belief, greatness is never out of reach.